I am happy to introduce to you Reverend Amy Garber. She was one of Reverend Ken's students. She co-owns and co-directs the Enlightened Soul Center and Enlightened Soul Expo, whose mission is to spread the light to Southeast Michigan and beyond. Providing instruction and experience in the holistic and intuitive arts, she is a spiritual counselor, and she has been serving the public with channel readings since the year 2000. She is an ordained priest in the Order of Melchizedek. Thank you. She also works on past life healing regressions, the past as well as the present. We have been honored with her sermons each year, and they're just awesome. And I know you'll enjoy this one too. So if you could, please help me welcome Reverend Amy to the podium.
Okay, hi everybody, welcome.
Whoa.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for that great introduction. Yeah, I've been speaking here for Thanksgiving for a while. I don't know how many years. And I was like, what possible take can we do on Thanksgiving gratefulness? Stuff like that, you know. And when Reverend Lisa asked me for my topic for today, Spirit gave me something completely different. It's called Calming with the Wind. And I was like, what? You know? And then I also remembered that I am supposed to be channeling this sermon for the first time. I almost did it last time, but I was like, no, I hadn't prepared on that. I can't just spring it on them. I don't know what they're going to say. So I had a prepared sermon. And I have to, again, be grateful that you invited me then, because that was the last time I saw Reverend Ken. He passed away after that. He went in for an operation and never recovered. So I was glad to see him and go to brunch, which, by the way, we do after the service. So I was really glad to see him. But then when they gave me this topic for today, and I was reminded that I was supposed to channel it, I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I might need to prepare. I was like, no, you don't need to prepare. We're just going to bring something through. But I wanted to share a minute about what channeling is. Some of my students are here today, either in person or online, and they may or may not already know, depending on how far they've gotten in my program, because I teach intuition development at my center in Ann Arbor. But it's different from mediumship in that when people connect with departed loved ones, typically with mediums, they don't have to have them in their body, right? We can get the messages through our usual clairsenses and then relay them. But channeling, which I did learn in Reverend Ken's class as well as other classes in the 1990s, involves stepping our consciousness back and allowing spirit to come into the physical body and share the body. So we're still speaking, but you may notice changes or you may not. So you could notice, depending on what you can see and perceive today, energy changes around me, or even my face may change. Ectoplasm has been known to kind of transfigure, you know, facial features or what have you. Stuff like that. You may feel something different in the room. So I'm a conscious channel. I will typically be here present, but I'll kind of remember as it's coming through, but later I may not remember, versus a full trance channel is one of the things we call where I'm completely out and I don't know anything that happened or what was said. That's not how I work. So they know it's going to be like 15 minutes. And when I trust spirit, it always works great. They bring me back. It's all, you know. So we'll see what we get today. So thank you for letting us be practicing this new way of doing a sermon, I guess, for me. So, all right, let me get on in here. So you're typically, I start with letting them kind of come in. So that might take a minute of silence, just so you know. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a very special event because all of you are here. Not just because we are here. We come together in unity, and that is the way we transform and rise above the things that are in our own personal lives and the things that have been happening around us. So welcome. When we gave the topic of calming with the wind, we were concerned about the ways people are being affected by the outside and within. There are many challenges. The channel knows many who are ill in body, as well as ill in mind and heart. And that is one aspect of this discussion. There are also many who are affected by outside influences. We don't need to look very far to see much turmoil in the world. If we were to use a word for this past year, calendar year 2023, and also may we suggest going forward for 2024, it would be chaos. But that is just one way to look at the processes that allow us to go forward with change and hope. Your great task could be to work on how to mitigate these changes, deal with the ups and downs, and stay calm, stay afloat, stay centered, stay within the spiritual connection that you can make on a daily basis. And if each one of you would do that part, that would be an amazing change. The typical reaction would be that it is like a ripple effect from the stone in the pool, for example. Very important. So one of the ways that Spirit looks at having coming through anything that comes our way and getting back to center is with nature. Nature is a free, typically, very powerful, very spiritually connected tool that we can all use to help ground us, literally grounding into the earth, even through this floor that we are on today, grounding into the earth. We might say, well, in this climate, in this region, we are heading toward winter. We may not wish to be outside very much, but the appearance of such should not matter. We can physically go out and connect with nature. We can sit or stand or hug a tree, even briefly, without being in the cold nature elements for very long. We can also think about, look out the window, imagine in our mind that we are connecting with the nature outside, the tree in our window, and so on, for example. Nature is very, very powerful. As many of you probably know, there are many levels of spirit realms in the nature plane, the divas, and so on. And they respond to our requests. They respond to our noticing them. It has been, the channel wanted to look up scientific evidence of these things, and we said, don't worry, we aren't going to be quoting NIH studies here to get the point across. But has been scientifically proven in various forms that nature can offload our stress, our depression, our anxiety, and so on, just walking through a nature path, right? And even if it's on the side of a parking lot, there are trees, for example. It can do this without our even intending, but how much more powerful it is if we do that intending. You can start your day waking up, even if you do not make time for or aren't so sure about meditation, even sitting on the edge of the bed and connecting to whatever nature you know is outside, even 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and just knowing that you're making that connection and it's offloading much of what we do not need and do not want. Right. Now the wind specifically was a focus of this interaction, of this topic. And the wind has many benefits as well. The channel did look up that the sounds of wind help people calm down and even sleep. Right. So there are different types of noise settings. There's white noise and so on. There's brown noise. She saw yesterday there's pink noise. But the idea of hearing the wind as it rustles through leaves, for example, is so very calming. With technology today, you could easily find these devices on YouTube and other places and listen to that when you feel stressed. Sometimes we need that extra boost. It is not just the deep breathing, although that has major benefits. Walking through nature or connecting to nature. But hearing as part of one of our important senses is so very valuable. In fact, let's take a moment now. We have, telling me there are windows outside, but we can't see. So we know that there are trees around here. There's grass, as dormant as it may be. And let's close our eyes for a moment. Go within. We feel ourselves connected to the earth plane through underneath our feet, our main feet chakras, down into the earth plane, through this floor and wherever else someone is today. Also through the crown, the root chakra on the bottom that we're seated on, sending those cords or roots of light from us, our personal energy, down into the earth plane. Taking a deep breath and then releasing it. Taking another deep breath, holding it for a pause before releasing it. And now with your intention, just imagine you're connecting with the nature right outside your building, wherever you are. And we'll give you a moment of silence and just see if you pick anything up or not. Our intention is everything. And if you do connect, or your intention, as we know, is to connect, see if there's anything in your field, either mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, that you wish to offload to nature, whether you are conscious of that connection or not. And let's do that for a few seconds. Just sending it out of our field to be absorbed by the nature space. It could be like that cough over there. Okay. And as you come back to the room, feel the body in the seat. Hopefully you notice a difference in your feeling, and you can do this at any moment, right? Nature is one of the ways we are able to feel calm and peace and centered and reconnect with our spiritual selves, right? Yes. Nature does not judge. It does not care what you did yesterday or whether you meditated or not. It's always here for us. Yes. As we said, our goal is to remain calm, quiet, centered, spiritual, right? And keeping that in our environment more and more is the goal. Calming ourselves with nature, and specifically the wind, that feeling, that sense. We send you much love. Thank you.
Thank you.